So a few days ago, I talked about AI on this channel and some of the recent developments that happened back in around November and December. And I was talking about how it was pretty terrifying just at what you could already do with AI. Well, today you probably saw it trending on Twitter. If you happen to hate your life and you use it like me, you would see something that was called Sora. Now, I'm not talking about Sora from Kingdom Hearts, but OpenAI Sora, which is their AI generative tool for, I guess you could say, videos, right? This shit is absolutely mind-boggling. I thought maybe for a second, maybe you'll be like, oh yeah, it's probably gonna be something that's kind of cool and kind of neat. No, it's way more than that. And to be honest, I'm pretty naive to think that it wasn't gonna be something good anyway, because realistically, everything that's been coming out over this past year has been something that's it's made you open your eyes and you're like, oh shit, am I even, is the shit I'm even looking at online real anymore? That's really the mentality now when you look at things on the internet. It's at a point where you don't know if it's actually real or not. And this just further cements it because, you know what, look, I'm getting ahead of myself. Let me just show you what I'm talking about instead of talking about it forever. So here's the page. It says, creating video from text. Sora is an AI model that can create realistic and imaginative scenes from text instructions. Now, of course, the premise and idea behind this isn't something new. It's already been seen in art many times. And so now it's just coming now to a video form, which again is pretty scary because there are so many different factors, which I'll get into in a little bit. But this is something that is truly something that will make you shit your pants the more you look at a lot of the things that they've showcased on their website. So it says right here, we're teaching AI to understand and simulate the physical world in motion with the goal of training models that help people solve problems that require real world interaction. Introducing Sora, our text to video model. Sora can generate videos up to a minute long while maintaining visual quality and adherence to the user's prompt. So they have 9 videos that they have selected out to show people to give a good idea. So let's take a look at this one. Also, I just want to add that there's a lot more videos that they actually have on their website that I'm not going to go over. There's so many of them. They have shit right here. I'm just going to do a quick glance over just so you can sit there and get an idea. But they have a shitload of other results that if you want to check out for yourself just to get an idea, even more examples, I'll put a link in the description below. But I just want to point out, in case anyone was wondering, like, hey, are there more shit? Is the only thing they provided? No, they have a lot more shit like this too, which a lot of people have been talking about because it looks pretty fucking good. This actually looks crazy good. But yeah, there's a whole bunch of more. I'll put a link in the description below if you want to check it out. But I just wanted to add this in here in case you were wondering if there are more. I'll be honest, at a quick glance, if you don't look at what's going on in the background and how all that shit's fuzzy as fuck, this doesn't look really that bad. Like if you had someone just like, if you're walking by and you saw this like on a monitor or something, you just need like, the one legitimate use I could see shit like this actually being used for, if I'm being completely honest, is probably like background footage or just shit where they just need something like on a TV, or they just need some random shit just showing up as like quick footage where they don't want to have to pay like a bunch of people to just be in as like actors just to be there as like stand-ins. I can see shit like this being used for, because this is simple. You don't look at it too hard. You sit there and be like, oh yeah, all right, yeah, this is real. You just show it to someone real quick and they'll be like, yeah, that's fine. What's fake about it? Like, it actually looks pretty fucking real. And that is crazy to say that. The fact that this shit is being done all through text, all just being generated from AI. That is insane. Another thing I can see this being used for is stock footage. It's going to be more or less a way to make companies go out of business, unfortunately, because people are going to have it at their fingertips to create anything they want that's going to answer any prompt that they want for them. Once this gets good enough, all those websites that you go to that say, hey, Shutterstock or whatever the fuck all them other websites are called, they're going to sit there and be like, hey, how are we going to compete with this? Yeah, we can pay people to do this shit for real. But you know how many people are going to opt for just using OpenAI's version if they can? The fact that you can sit there and go into the model and sit there and type in, hey, I want person doing XYZ doing this, and this, and that. And then it makes it happen. And it might only be for 1 minute, but we already know it's going to go way past that in the future. But to sit there and be able to do that more or less now, or once it allows access for more people to use it, I mean, what's the purpose of stock footage at that point, bro? People are not going to worry about that. If there's one thing I've learned in my time since AI popping off, consumers don't give a fuck about ethics or morality or any of that shit. Motherfuckers don't give 2 fucks if it's made with AI. As long as it looks good and it sounds good and everything else and it makes them happy, they don't give a fuck who lost their job. They don't give a fuck who it affects. All they care about is themselves, which, I mean, that's to be expected, right? But all that ethics and shit and people worried about, oh, what about the morality of using shit made by AI versus being made by real people? Let's face reality here and get back to the real world. A majority of consumers in this entire world do not give a fuck where their product came from or the labor or anything that affects morals and ethics, no one cares about that. All right. People just want their product and they want to enjoy it. And that's it. And that's how it's going to be with AI shit. People don't care who lost their job or, you know, the shit that came to make that AI or all the content that was stolen to fuel that AI and train the AI. No one cares about all that. So realistically, for anyone who's sitting there saying, oh no, stock footage is going to last. I mean, yeah, I'm pretty sure there'll still be a couple sites that are around that can weather the storm for what AI is going to bring. But for the most part, if consumers can sit there and choose an easier route with less effort and it's going to make them happier in a faster time span, they're going to go that route. And if Sora can do that once it, again, goes into everyone's hands and can actually use it, people are going to do that versus going and paying some website to access stock footage that might not even be what they're looking for or specifically what they're looking for. And I just want to make something clear before someone misinterprets what I'm trying to say here. I don't want someone to think that, oh, so you're supporting this? You think this is great to make people go out of business or blah, blah. No, I'm not saying any of that, dog. Shut the fuck up, all right? I'm just sitting there saying the fact of the reality of what impact this is going to have on the world. 9 out of 10. I've already seen it with art and everything else. When it comes to things that you do like music, art, video editing, whatever passion or creative hobby that could technically be replaced by AI, things are going to get to a point where you have to do it because you have passion for it and because you actually enjoy it. If your whole worry is that you're going to go out of business because of an AI model and that you might as well stop everything you're doing now, especially in a creative field, I mean, I don't know what really to tell you at that point, but the fact of the matter is that consumers are going to go the route where things are easier and faster to consume and to enjoy. And the same thing is going to happen with tech companies. We're already seeing it as it is. And it's only going to get worse. Yes, there's still going to be positions where there's actually going to be, like for art, there's still going to be positions where they're actual human artists, but there's going to be a lot less of them because they're going to sit there and expect those artists to use AI tools alongside their native skill set and use those two to go hand in hand to reduce the work that is needed for that company. But yeah, this AI path that we're going down is just going to get more dark and depressing as time progresses, and it's really just going to feel very bleak as the years progress. You'll probably start seeing it more and more on YouTube as well soon too. You'll sit there and find the people who know how to milk the algorithm and know ways to make trendy topics and find ways to use things such as AI to make videos at even a faster rate that can sit there and cover topics or something like this or whatever other channels that might exist out there and find a way to make AI video. I'm not talking, and I know people are gonna say Quibble Cop and all that other shit, but I'm talking about like actual real solid shit that you will never be able to tell the difference if it was a real YouTuber or just something made with AI. If you thought YouTube was bad now with how much bullshit is already on this platform and all the trash videos and the spam and shit like that, just you wait until people can start making Mr. Beast videos at the snap of a finger with AI. That's going to be the real interesting part. And I'm curious to see what happens. I don't like it. I definitely don't support it, but I am at least curious to see, I guess, what does happen on this platform in the next 1 to 3 years and what's really going to be the landscape of content creation. Because right now, who knows? And so then right here, I'll tell you what the prompt is. It says a stylish woman walks down a Tokyo street filled with warm glowing neon and animated city signage. She wears a black leather jacket, a long red dress, and black boots, and carries a black purse. She wears sunglasses and red lipstick. She walks confidently and casually. The street is damp and reflective, creating a mirror effect of the colorful lights many pedestrians walk about. And I mean, more or less, that's what you got right here. It's pretty fucking accurate. But you know, if that doesn't convince you, you're like, that's sure. It looks okay. Hey, you got this right here. Another thing that, for the most part, obviously, again, here's the thing. If anybody, like, of course, I'm telling you this is all AI generated, but if you didn't know any better, like if I just saw this on Twitter and I didn't have any context behind any of this, and someone just say, hey, what do you think of this? You think this looks good for a video to put in mind that I'm working on? I'll be like, yeah, it looks pretty cool. I'm not going to sit there and be like, oh shit, this looks fake. Hey, did you actually film this? I wouldn't say that. I'll just be like, oh yeah, this looks fucking real. Like this looks legitimate. You know, it's only for people. And that's the thing. There's a lot of people who are going to be like, oh, I known that was fake the entire time, bro. That I saw it from the beginning. I knew that it was AI generated. Clearly, if you looked at this, no, shut the fuck up. All right, you're fucking capping. Realistically, nobody on this fucking planet is looking at this shit and they knew right off the bat that it was AI generated. Nobody. I find that completely hard to believe for anyone who doesn't pay attention to anything AI related is going to be able to look at this and call it fake. I don't know, man. Like, look at this. You can't fucking tell me that someone looking at this is going to be like, yeah, that's AI generated, bro. Yeah, that's fucking fake. Like, no, this shit looks fucking real. It looks fucking realistic, dog. It says prompt, a movie trailer featuring the adventures of a 30-year-old spaceman wearing a red wool knitted motorcycle helmet, blue sky, salt desert, cinematic style, shot on 35mm film, vivid colors. I mean, that's what you got. Like, I'm gonna be honest, dog. I saw this earlier in someone else's video, and I thought I was looking at a movie trailer for a second. I thought this shit was supposed to be a fucking trailer for a movie. I got bamboozled. I got fooled. But I'm telling you, that's how fucking realistic this shit looks. This is fucking crazy, man. And the thing is, there's so many things that this could obviously be good for, but so many bad things that it can be used for as well. If the internet's taught me anything over this past year or two with AI, we're fucked. Oh, you bet your ass we're fucked. But let's keep going. What else we got? Got another realistic landscape scene. Looks like something out of a movie, maybe Uncharted movie at this point. So there you got Nathan Drake's about to go and go rob this place or go scale the place and get some treasure or some shit. Like, I can see how all this shit can be used. Looks like fucking stock footage you go and download for a project. Like, that's fucking how crazy this shit is. You know, and then people were pointing to this, just talking about how more than likely you're going to have Pixar, Disney, any animation company is going to start using this shit as well too. This is going to elevate and just make their shit even faster. Like, my God, dog, this is fucking wild. Now, this shit, of course, looking at it, you're probably like, yeah, this looks fucking fake, right? Like, let's be real. But I mean, that's kind of the whole point of it. This is a gorgeously rendered papercraft world of coral reef rife with colorful fish and sea creatures. And so they have some more other AI shit. They have some more examples. This is kind of more obvious if you really look at it for like more than a second. Like, if you look at the fur, you can tell it's AI generate. You look up here, it's all blurry just from quick glances. But a lot of this shit, man, hey, the internet's over. The internet is truly fucking over at this point, man. There is no universe at all where I'm even going to be able to believe half the shit that I see anymore when it comes to shit that's posted online. It's been like that for a while now, but this really just solidifies it. And even though this doesn't have access right now, like, you can't go and use it from everywhere that I've read. Actually, you know what? Let me do a quick double take. So yeah, at the current time of me making this video, there are no way to really get in. They have an actual point made for safety specifically, and I'll read that for you. It says, safety, we'll be taking several important safety steps ahead of making Sora available in OpenAI's products. We're working with red teamers, domain experts in areas like misinformation, hateful content, and bias who will be adversaries testing the model. So that's more or less what I was saying earlier. There's no access to it right now. It's only a select group of people to try and make sure that this product is safe, and that before it goes out to the masses, that it can't be used for nefarious purposes such as misinformation, hateful content, etc. They continue by saying, we're also building tools to help detect misleading content such as detection classifiers that can tell when a video was generated by Sora. We plan to include a C2PA metadata in the future if we deploy the model in an open AI product. In addition to developing new techniques to prepare for deployment, we're leveraging the existing safety methods that we have built for our products that use DALL-E 3, which are applicable to Sora as well. For example, once an AI product, our text classifier will check and reject text input prompts that are in violation of our usage policies, like those that request extreme violence, sexual content, hateful imagery, etc., etc. We've also developed robust image classifiers that are used to review the frames of every video generated to help ensure that it adheres to our usage policies before it's shown to the user. So this is pretty much their way of saying, hey, we're trying to make sure that AI, this tool is going to be for good purposes and safe purposes, and that no one's going to use it for nefarious reasons. Now, realistically, are people going to get around it? Of course. It's the internet, man. It's going to happen. People are going to find ways, in some way, shape, or form, they're going to find ways to bypass these safety nets and safety measures, but it's still good to read this anyway. Now, the thing that I'm kind of curious about is the C2PA metadata. It's something I'm going to have to look into more, but I am very curious about it. If you're wondering what metadata is, it's pretty much a way, like, let's say you have a video that you downloaded and that you used, or let's say it's a photo, and you right click that photo on, let's say, Windows, then you click properties, you can see metadata of that, properties of that. So depending if it was allowed, you'll see like where the photo was taken, when it was created, when it was accessed, when it modified, etc., etc. You can see all that information, and that's more or less what metadata is. The thing is, when it comes to metadata like this, if anyone knows more, correct me if I'm wrong, because I might be wrong on this. I'm not no expert in this, but someone could just download the video from OpenAI shit, load it through something like Adobe Premiere Pro or any other video editor, and just re-export and re-encode the video as a whole new video, and all that metadata is going to be wiped. So it doesn't really matter. Like, I get what the purpose of this, and it sounds good in practice and in theory, but I don't know if in the actual world, if it's really going to hold any merit or be of any use. But that's just my opinion. Anyways, I just want to talk about this because this is very fascinating and it's very intriguing. Again, anything you see on the internet at this point, man, it's not going to be real. Again, what I was talking about earlier, there's going to be good uses for this, and I know there will be, but there's going to be so many nefarious uses. And the thing is, OpenAI isn't going to be the only people who are going to have a system like this, where you can generate videos based off prompts. I'm sure there are many others out there. And just like what Mudahar said in his video, once this shit gets to a Git repo and GitHub, and this shit's open source and people can sit there and go and build their own shit, it's a wrap. How are you going to stop it? This safety gate, all this shit don't matter no more, because then people have this shit on their own computer with no limitations at all, and they can do whatever they want. So while this is nice in practice, I'm not saying that they shouldn't do it. Let me make that clear, by the way. All right. I don't want no one to say, oh, so you're saying they shouldn't even bother and try. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying that the world that we're really about to hit, like, I know people keep saying this every fucking year with AI and the advancements it keeps making, but what we're really about to hit is some really stinky bullshit, and it's really not going to be good, especially with what's coming later this year, dog. It's really not going to be pretty with the amount of shit that's going to flood the internet. It's going to be a lot of garbage, waste, toxic shit, and that's the best way I can describe it. Anyways, you made this far into the video. So oh my god, I can't believe this shit. This is fucking crazy. Oh boy. Anyone remember the good old days of the internet? Early before 2010 YouTube? That was good stuff, right? Yeah. You made this far in the video. Consider like subscribing to the channel. Consider giving fuck. Hey, thanks for watching the video. See you later.